Yay. Okay, good. It's good to see some new faces here. Okay, I will share screen. Oh, Nick, good to see you. Hopefully okay, well, just gonna mute. Okay, so I will share screen and tell you guys anybody wants to say anything or whatever, just use the chat or anything like that. Any questions during the presentation? It's kind of going to be a interactive. I'm going to be kind of doing a presentation and then going to actually demonstrate how you can build this targeted audience with this software tool. I know some people on the call have it already. Nick, I know you have it. So it might be new for some people who are kind of familiar with this, maybe new for others, but I've used it since the start building my audience, and it's helped me a lot in building a targeted audience, because there's audiences and there's targeted audiences. So you want to get the most quality of people to kind of get the eyeballs on your content so they actually raise their hands and want to take the next step. So I will just presentation. So its presentation is called Build a Super Targeted Audience in 7 days or less. And that's a big ask, but if you use this tool and do it religiously, like in the morning and afternoon, you can build quite a sizable audience in 7 days. So I'm just going to give you a taster of how actually you can do that for yourself. And anybody wants the tool, actually after this, I'll go through it, just let me know and I'll send you login details to get access to that tool if you want. Good evening, thanks, Sky. Or good morning here, actually. Right, so on this webinar, you discover turn friends into high impact conversations. And what I mean by high impact conversation, I mean you're using Facebook, and I'm using Facebook here because that's my main platform for interacting with people and moving them along to book appointments with me and obviously make offers to those people. So you want to be having those high impact conversations. You don't be surface level. You want to be kind of building those relationships to move them in the right direction, to book appointment and make offers. So next is use tags to manage people ready to take the next step. This is using the tool itself to manage those conversations, because you'll be having a lot of conversations with different people. Some will want to move forward, some are probably just wasting your time, and some will really want to know more or curious about something you have, or you've provided value and they say want to know more. So using tags within Messenger, it sits on Messenger on the web browser, is a game changer in terms of focusing on people who really want to take that next step. And then lastly, I'm going to demonstrate how to build a highly targeted audience. So it's actually using the tool in Facebook groups, so you can actually let the tool do the work for you to generate an audience for you. It just runs itself and it will add friends and send messages, so you're building those relationships from the start. So I will okay, make sense? Good. Right, just they're probably aware of kind of the customer journey, but always this is basically when you're taking people from cold, who are you, to warm, I'm listening. You're building maybe a relationship that maybe interacted with a piece of your content, or you having conversation, they want to know more about you, and you're interested in them, So they're listening to you now, to hot, to, yeah, I really want to know more about how you can help me. I think, you know, what you've said, or can you provided some value to them? And they will say, right, let's talk, let's book a call and take it further. So there's nothing rocket science about. That's the whole customer journey. That's what, you know, your coaching business you're all about is getting a lead pipeline of, you know, cold prospects, moving them along the customer journey to hot prospects who book appointments with you. So just on conversation flow. Now, this is, you know, if you're doing this manually, if you're having kind of conversations with people, you know, having conversations is effectively building your audience. Once you're having conversations, they're more likely to, you know, become your audience, accept your friend request, and want to know more. So this is how you build that conversation that come from a serving, not selling. You know, most people are selling when they first interact. It's like, you know, marrying somebody on, you know, on the first date. You know, you're there as a service in terms of serving and trying to help your prospect, not selling. So that should be in your front of mind when you're building those conversations. And then rapport building. You know, rapport is so important. You don't go straight into sort of pitching your services. You need to build an element of rapport with your prospect who you want to turn into a client. So it's building out, finding out, you know, where they are, you know, engaging with their content. The best rapport you can build is actually when someone is, you know, you're outreaching to someone, is look at their content, engage with their content, so that registers with them. And then it's easier to have those conversations, maybe, you know, referring back to a piece of content that you liked. And then it's all about them. So it's kind of you're not coming from your span, it's got actually nothing to do with you. So if you're actually building rapport about what they're doing, you're much likely to kind of build that relationship. Engage with the content, and use that to start, you know, conversations. You know, I usually go down their feed, go look into kind of their first post, or maybe a couple of posts, and say, find something. You know, maybe nobody has got any comments on their content, and you're going to be the first person to actually comment on that. How more available would they be, you know, to actually start that conversation? Maybe if you started that, you've engaged with their content as well. So it's a lot of people miss that out. They just start conversations, but actually without actually looking at their content. So they're starting some blind conversation about, you know, how are you? You know, what's the weather like? And it's I get them all the time. But if you actually took some time of your day to actually engage with their content, you're much likely to kind of get more conversation started. That makes sense? Audio smooth? Yeah, smooth here as well. Thanks. Okay, glad everybody can hear me. That's good. So, and then validate them. You know, can't maybe somebody say, I really loved that last post you did. I really loved kind of the way you overcame that obstacle in your life. And then maybe say, I was dealing with something myself, you know, or I know some people here, you know, are in the health and fitness space, kind of, you know, something there got over, you know, and you know, that, you know, they're in a bad place and now they're in a good place and they've kind of had some success. You know, show that, kind of demonstrate that through your conversations. You know, you get much more better response. And also open questions. Use open questions. Don't go for kind of yes, no questions. You don't want to close down the conversation. You want that conversation to continue. You know, back and forward, asking, you know, what type of nutrition plan did you use if you're in, you know, fitness space, you know, and then you kind of, you know, what to get that result that you want, you know, and then you're just building that rapport. And then there may be a natural break in the conversation whereby kind of they maybe ask about you in terms of, well, what do you do? And that would be an opportunity for you to kind of say, well, I helped fitness pros, take it to the next level or something, kind of, their strength. I'm into more in strength training or some other aspect of it. So it's waiting, it's building that rapport first, and then waiting for the conversation to naturally open up to kind of more curiosity about your services and possibly how you could help them. Make sense? So probe more deeply. Once you get to that point in the conversation, and you might have to stop the conversation. I would not go, and you're having a first conversation with someone, go to, try and, book an appointment straight away from one conversation. You might have over several days to come back and forth to kind of add more value or kind of probe more deeply to kind of, about curiosity is a great thing, I think I can help you, but I'm not sure mentality, whereby that they feel, that you can, provide value, and say, yep. I think I usually do the same thing about empathy. Start with empathy. Hey, I don't know if this is inappropriate, but what you said about X, Y, and Z is something I've been dealing with as well, and I've used this particular thing. Would you be open to a short 15-minute call that we can talk about that further? Something very, very loose, not very, very kind of direct. It's kind of being a natural conversation, and more than likely, people would say, yeah, I'd love to know more about that. So you're not coming across as pushy or salesy or anything like that. And then go for the no. I always go for the no. I'd rather kind of get a no than, than maybe kind of some kind of wishy-washy answer. I want to say kind of, are you interested in going for an appointment? It's all right. No worries if that is not something you're ready for now. And they say, no, not at this time. I say, right, no problem. So don't leave the conversation to just sort of peter out and you go nowhere. Go for that direct answer in terms of no. Make sense? Any questions about that? Has anybody used that sort of, technique, conversation flow? Yeah. So there's a bit on the right hand side here is, first interaction, friend request accepted, audit their profile and content. So go to their content, send the first message, and then, hey, Blake, and I'm going to lie to you, man. I love what you're doing with your profile. That recent post you just did with your messenger script is blowing up. Where did you learn how to do that? Do that in organic, marketing thing. So he's validating them. He's kind of, saying, God, that was great post you did. It did blew up, and just keep the flow going in terms of that. And then second interaction is follow up with open questions again, re-engage with our conversation, re-engage with our content again. Engage the stuff. I'm following you for your content since we last spoke. I got to say, I love what you're doing with your content, but I notice a few things you can start doing to start generating more leads for your business. So since I don't know enough about, be sure, do you mind if you ask a few questions? Now he's asking a few questions within Messenger. I think people don't like a lot of questions in Messenger. If you start asking a bunch of questions in Messenger, people sort of say, why are you asking all these questions? I'd rather take the questions onto a call. I'd like to give value on the call. I think I could help you. I'm not sure. I'd love this particular thing you're dealing with. I'd love to kind of book a call and see if I can help you, overcome that. So I don't particularly do a lot of questions in Messenger because it's not my style. I don't think a lot of people appreciate a lot of questions in Messenger. Is that, well, other people, if you get a lot of questions in Messenger, do you kind of freeze up and say there's another agenda? I always feel when people are asking a lot of questions, it just riles me up. Make sense? Okay. Okay, so that is basically the conversation flow. So that was if you're doing it manually. If you were doing kind of starting conversations, going from cold, I don't know you, kind of warm, building up that rapport, they're opening up. Hey, I think I can help you, but I'm not sure. Let's get on a call and see if I can help you, into a hot conversation. So that's that on its own will book you through, you should book, 5 to 10 appointments a week. In terms of if you're doing that every day, in terms of an audience, that should get your calendar full just doing that. But that's a manual process. That's like I've done that, and it gets a bit hard work, I must, after a while.
Michael, what was go for the no?
Sorry?
What was go for the no?
Go for the no is, when, you may be having a conversation with someone, but you're maybe, it's sort of a mindset thing, kind of, should you go for the no? I would go for the no for the appointment, in terms of if you've got a protocol and you've opened up about something, you think you can help them, and you say, well, I don't know if this is inappropriate. So you're maybe using empathy. I don't know if this is inappropriate, but I think I can help you with that thing you're dealing with. Would you open to book an appointment with me for a short 15-minute pitch-free call? I usually pitch-free call, where we can go deeper on that. No worries if this isn't something you want right now. So I went for the no. It's going for the no in terms of I'm actually asking for an appointment. I'm asking them to do something. We're not just having conversations for the sake of having conversations. I'm using Messenger. It's I'm treating this as a business. We're not, I don't want to get stuck in the friend zone with people. I'm moving people along who really want to move who are interested in hearing how I can help them, and then take them to the next step. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's what I mean by going for the no. Going for the no in terms of, I might be rejected. Sometimes people have problems with that and being rejected. Rejection is, the no's make way for the yeses. We get more no's. If you don't go for the no, you don't get the yeses. All right. Okay, next. Right. So what does this relate to? The tool I'm talking about is those cold, warm, and hot, and those kind of conversations you're having in Messenger. Talking about is a tag system that can sit on Messenger. So, obviously you're going to have a lot of these conversations. Some are going nowhere. Some are just stuck in cold. Some, but some are moving to warm and some are moving to hot. So instead of, where are all these people, and maybe, copy and paste and put them in a spreadsheet somewhere, have these actually as tags, it sits on Messenger, which you can just change, and you can focus, well, what are my warm leads at the minute that I can move to hot leads, or what are my hot leads that I can move to booking appointments? So this is sort of just a tag system that sits on Messenger to basically just manage that conversation flow. Has anybody moved? I know some people have used this on the call. You used kind of these type of tags, cold, hot, and warm. No. I use actually much more detailed than this. Kind of a break it down more in more specifics, but the example I'll just be demonstrating these three. So at this point I will share my screen. And show you exactly how this works. So does anybody can see that? Yep. So this is what I mean by the tagging system. Now it says Chrome extension here. It loads up a bit. Yeah, here we go. So this is what loads up. You get login details. Say anybody wants this, let me know. I'll send you link, and you can create tags, cold, hot, warm tags. So these, I've got a bunch of other tags here, but for the basic, when you're just starting out, that's all you need. So once you have, this works in your browser, Messenger in your browser. So once you usually you just have the name, you don't have all of this stuff next to it. So there's other stuff you can make notes associated with a particular person, or you can but you basically, once you click that tag, you've got access to this here. So Juliet's actually more, it's a hot lead at the minute. So I can change the Juliet to hot lead. So Jarek, he's a hot lead at the minute. So I can see where are my hot leads exact in that's a cold lead from Melissa at the minute. So I can change once the conversations based on where I am in the conversation. Okay, where actually Melissa's actually more of a hot lead. I've actually proposed Melissa to book an appointment, so I can change Melissa to a hot lead. And then there's a separate back office here. If you click this back office, that gets you to a new screen, which summarizes all of your conversations. So I can see instantly where all of my, the hot leads are now. So those are the 3 hot leads. So I've changed that so I can say, okay, those are people I want to propose a call to. So I know exactly kind of where people are on the customer journey. Does that make sense? So it's been you can see kind of how I like the new, for instance, when you start in a conversation when people are you just joined your group or kind of that, you haven't done any, you can see the new ones, new kind of leads, and then you're basically just, people have interacted with your content, you kind of come back, they've engaged with you, and you're moving them, you're just changing the, there's Z is actually, I've outreached to Z in terms of, I've seen a member of a coaching community, I'm new to the community, so we've had a couple of conversations. It's not got to a warm situation, but it's certainly not a new conversation. So I've kind of put Z as a cold lead. The next one is, if I moved that along to a warm lead and change that to warm lead. So that on its own is just to manage that and have that back office of just a summary, just to see where everybody is. So when you're coming in and you're there and you're having, say, okay, what conversations do I need to move on to book calls? You can see immediately, yeah, I'm going to focus on, my hot lead, my warm to hot leads to book calls. Okay. And then there's another level to this as well, whereby this particular software links to a CRM. No, I'm not going to go in details from, but this is quite complicated. It's kind of go high level. It's kind of, I manage my whole business through this, but this links all of these tags that I'm changing. I change these tags, and these automatically come up here. So if I was, these are quite different tags. If I was, this is like LP is like a lead pipeline. I've got like a pipeline. So I proposed a call. If I say, I'll take one. I'll take Nancy here. So if I was to discovery call booked with Nancy there. So that instead of just going to the back office, this actually links to here, where at the top, these are my pipeline. So that actually shows me kind of where people are and much more detailed. It's not just cold, warm, hot. I'm breaking that down to kind of having conversations and actually more on focus on appointments, booked appointment canceled, appointment no-show, follow-up booked, follow-up, and then offer made. So I'm actually going much more detail and getting a much more and link to my CRM, which actually I can see at a glance about where everybody is. Now that's a bit of advanced training. You don't need this kind of a thing, but gives the opportunity for you can link this to a CRM that kind of encloses everything in your business, which has been a game changer for me as well. Kind of not just going here and doing a back office and finding out where I'll change it here and I know exactly where everybody is, all along with the lead magnets I have that people are digesting as well. So the people I'm having conversation with, people I'm having downloaded lead magnets. So I've got an overall picture of everybody who has those touch points with my content and the conversations I'm having. Make sense? Okay. So.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it connect to, like, if you were to connect it to a CRM, does it connect to anything else? Like, as in, like Google Calendar or anything like that? Do you know?
Yeah, that's a good point, Nick. And I'll just actually show you that.
Because that would be awesome.
It does, believe it or not. If I go to, bring someone again, go to Nancy again. Not picking on Nancy. Might have to refresh it here because it's sort of it's some ways you have to refresh. Your refresh is your friend in this way, kind of, because it sits on top of Messenger. So sometimes you have to refresh it to kind of get make sure it kind of brings it up. But there's a little extension down here once it loads up whereby you can click it. You can, hey, like Nancy was saying, no, I'm not in the space right now to kind of like book an appointment, but can you circle back in 2 months' time? And I'd say, okay, no worries, Nancy, we can do that. And I would just go here, click, create an event.
Yeah.
I would go to calendar here. Okay, 2 months' time, no worries. I'll go have Monday, add to that, 27th, and add to calendar. And that's added to my Google Calendar. I can link that to Google Calendar. And I've got a reminder then to circle back to Nancy in a month's time.
Nice. Okay.
So that's a really good, because people are busy, people are not in the right space. Most people, are not going to, purchase straight off first time. They're going to be multiple touch points and not in the right space. So you don't want to be losing, that contact and say, well, once you can put a reminder in your calendar to circle back. Is that answer your question, Nick?
Yeah, what you know how you got your tagging systems on your CRM and stuff like that? Can you do the same thing in? I'm just curious if you can do the same thing in Google Calendar as well, or not?
What the tags? You mean what the tags come up on the Google Calendar?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I think there's just a reminder. That's just a reminder. It's kind of a reminder to reach out to Nancy.
Yeah, that's
for Facebook, and you just add it to. It's just a reminder for you. Hey, I've got these reminders to kind of reach out to such and such. Still think it's quite powerful, other ones.
Oh, completely. I mean, well, the beauty of it is it's in one place. You don't have to go here and then go into your Google Calendar and then la.
That's right. So, okay. As well, just to manage, people, you're having all of these conversations with people and you're just.
Well, it's quite good. Basically, it organizes you as well to who's who, which is great.
Yeah, you can organize all your hot leads. Hey, these are the people I need to focus on. They're ready to take the next step. I'm
That's
not
what I mean.
focused on kind of people that are, conversations. Now, you will have like remove kind of, people who, are not, are not going, no, thank you. And you can just focus on who needs
People
to.
that are more important to you than whatever. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So any other questions on that? Anyone? Sean, Matthias, Kingsley, anybody? Brian? Anybody? Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was just thinking. I'm not sure. Like, just as far as how you got yours up on high level. I was sort of wondering if you could do the same thing in Systems.io.
Yeah, we sort of need to
Have a look at it.
have a look at that. There's integrations. You can use Zapier. I use Zapier. I don't know if you come across Zapier quite a bit. It kind of links,
But
it links kind of different. You can take like certain information, use this, and then it basically filters it and makes compatible with another piece of software. I don't know if
then it becomes another thing.
it becomes a thing. That's
what I mean.
This
I want to lessen my thing. I want to add more things.
I know. It becomes, that's why I got this, because it's a direct thing, because the API from this links to the API for that. It's just a direct link. That's why. Just me.
But the thing is, like, you're trying to, like having all these different components and different funnels and whatever else, you want to keep your costs as far as down as possible.
No, I appreciate that.
And you know what I mean. So the more you can do that, the better it is. Not adding more, Michael.
I know. All right. So that's basically a tagging system. On its own, this is just from someone managed. You're having conversations. This on its own is worth the investment, but it actually does a bit more than that, which I'll go back to so we did presentation. Okay, so qualified audiences. So this is, I'll demonstrate kind of this the next part. So Pro can do the tagging, but it also can help you build up audiences from groups as well with messages. So finding qualified is, I'll just give you some, in finding gated groups. What I mean by gated groups, whereby you have to pay a low ticket price to entry. That I have paid low ticket price to get access to people who are high intent members. Everybody's going to public or free groups and trying maybe to farm, add friends randomly within public groups. No, you just get, it's mixed up with kind of marketers and just people are just not serious. So, but if you actually get access and go through somebody's funnel who maybe is in the same niche that you are in and pay a low ticket price, $47, I think I paid, to get access to a Facebook group, a proportion of those people, will not resonate with that particular person who's in the group. There's 5,000 or 6,000 people. All of those people were not probably, a majority of those people, you are not probably kind of resonating with that person who kind of has that group, but they still have shown their hand to, that they have a problem and they're looking for a solution because they've actually paid to get into that group. So you want to be bringing those people into your world and getting exposed to your content and your offers. So that's what I mean by getting into gated groups and actually paying a low ticket price. Now, I know people paid high ticket price and getting into, I think it was Grant Cardone's group. I think someone paid like maybe $5,000 or whatever just to get into that group.
That's
just to get access.
Huh? That'd be a good group to get into. So where do you find these groups? Like, Michael, is there a...
Well, they just go, the way you have ads coming up, what kind of ads that are coming up on your feed? They're targeting you. You're going, if you are, going in the same space, the people who, you're interacting with, they've got ads that are probably coming up in any news feed. So I would go down their funnel. If people are coming, the sponsored ads, is click on their link and go through their funnel. Maybe they've got a low ticket challenge. I like the challenges. If they've got a low ticket investment or some kind of thing to get into a challenge, $27 or $47.
Okay, got it. Okay, I just was a bit confused what you were talking about. Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, if they go in and say, "Hey, I'm running this 5-day challenge. I'm running this, that, and the other," and you're getting a lot of people raise their hands. Those people have high intent. Those people are looking for a solution.
Like the Richmond Ding one, like you.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to show you this one, the Richmond Ding one. So, but the VIP one he has, so it's kind of, so they're going to be well moderated. That the people coming in there, the group's going to be well moderated. It's not going to be full of spammers and whatever. So it suits automation well. So if you can set up the automation to, friend request or friend farm, those type of people, respecting kind of the group itself. Don't be stupid in terms of kind of sending out spammy messages, but actually coming, adding people from that group in bulk. It's much easier rather than say, go to a free group and set it up, because you'll just get the wrong type of people. They're trying to sell or trying to pitch as well in that group. But if you're in a gated group or paid a low ticket price, they're actively looking for something, if you know what I mean.
Have you had any challenges in relation to doing that and getting kicked out, or people noticing what you're doing, or anything like that?
No, not really. You say you're not coming from a word of selling. I'm not selling. I'm absolutely finding people where they're at. Same sort of the conversations I showed you before is this type of conversation, just open, genuinely trying to serve. Okay, people maybe they've joined those group for one reason. Some didn't resonate with that individual. They were distracted, whatever. But it still shows to me that they're looking for something. So there's still a group of people that are interested in solving a problem they have.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not a spam fest. I'm not kind of spamming kind of people and stuff like that. I'm using the same open kind of questions, kind of I see you're in such and such a group. How are you finding the training? Kind of that. It's a very open kind of question.
Yeah, you're kind of relating your conversations to whatever the group is, basically.
That's correct, yeah.
So you're relating it. So relatability. So if I was spamming you, I'd say, "Hey, Michael, I've noticed that we're in the same group. Well, how are you finding the program? Have you got any tips and ideas about X, Y, Z?"
That's right. It's kind of like you're just having a conversation. Hey, think of that. The thing is, go through their program as well. Just don't join the group. I go through, actually, if they're doing a challenge, go through the challenge. Go through the 5 days. And sort of like, and you have, hey, I've seen on day 2, there's a really great thing that such and such did. Did you get, understood, did you get value from that as well? That's just, that shows you've actually consumed content, and then you can, build a relationship from there.
So you don't go in and say, "Buy my shit."
No, don't ever do that, or you'll get yourself banned.
I never do that. You'll be out there like in 2 seconds flat.
So does that make sense to people? Yeah. So
yeah, much clarification. Thank you.
Yeah, it says this. I think with this situation with free groups and kind of people just going in the Google search the Facebook search bar and just going through groups, everybody is just fishing from the same well.
So what do you say to people that say to you, go to Facebook and add as many friends to your Facebook as possible and all that kind of stuff? The problem with that is they're all bloody marketers, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all marketers. So this is.
So why are people trying to do that then? Like, that's my question.
Well, I think that's why you have to.
You know what I mean?
The low ticket price to get access to people that are looking for a solution, getting into sort of it takes work to find those groups. You'll go down dead ends and whatever, but once you find sort of a very targeted group that sort of people are, are looking for something that you can provide, that's similar to what you can provide, you're potentially in a gold mine. As I say, if someone's willing to pay $5,000 to get into Grant Cardone's 10X community because he knows the value of the people in that group, that that shows you what people will go to get access to the right people. Okay, so that was like an introduction. So I will send you, I'll kind of just share this. Actually, it's ironic because this is actually Richmond 10's group. But I'm telling you right now that I have got so many clients from this group.
Are you serious?
I have got so many clients from this group. It's incredible.
Come in there, I think.
So it's, I went through, I think Richard's got kind of a different tiers and stuff. He's got like a general group and he's got a VIP group. I think he takes away the VIP group at one time, but he's got, once you get access to the main group, kind of this here, you go to,
I'm not in that one yet. Actually, the underdog one.
Yeah, he's done some sort of different branding at the minute. I think he's testing out different things. But that Chrome extension, so the Chrome extension, that there does the tagging, plus it actually adds this into members. So if you go to members, and then this comes up on the front end of the members, and actually it numbers the different people as well. So it numbers everybody. Kind of.
Okay, so here's a question: how do you? So when you when you go in that group like that, how do you know who's hot, who's cold, who's not, who's what?
Well, you don't. But basically the high intent is that these people have paid money to get into this group. So they're looking for, I want to build a coaching business. I want to, be better in my relationship. I want to have a better health and fitness.
So through your conversations and stuff like that, that's how you get them hot, cold.
Yes. Or they'll be doing a challenge. If this is a challenge group, hey, they're challenges, people are challenged to motivate to kind of get a result. That's what a challenge is all about. They want to get something at the end of 5 days. So they're highly motivated people to want some outcome.
Dipping your stick in the hot soup. Yep.
So these are people I want to build my audience from. So instead of me manually, this is why the automation comes, in terms of automation becomes useful here. That I can set, what I'm going to do here. You can create, that's probably not the right, you can create a tag, which is basically a tag, which is like a message, an opening message for people. Hey, such and such, I seen you're a member of this group. How are you, very open, how,
so
this challenge group, how are you finding it?
You preloaded it, right?
Yeah, and that's preloaded, that tag, in terms of for that conversation. And then I'm going to say, okay, I don't send any more than 20 requests. So 20 requests in the morning, say 20 requests in the evening. So that's 40 requests you're sending out. So I won't send them. Start from. This is a great thing because you don't have to start from the top. Like, for instance, these groups are usually groups that are standard and they're adding people all the time. They're running challenges all the time. So there's new people coming in all the time. So people at the start are probably not going to listen to you because they're focused on the challenge. But if you are people who are maybe later on, a couple of months down the line, who, have maybe done the challenge, maybe it wasn't for them, or maybe kind of that wasn't, maybe I want to have starting conversations with those people. So I can say, hey, I want to start from 150. I want to start from, 200. So I can And then this interval, so I don't get flagged or something, kind of spamming people, kind of it's usually 20 to 25 seconds. I only want to talk to people who are new, basically. Anybody that I have had conversation with before, I don't want that. So I can, and I just hit start. So if I did start from that, it will run that particular software and go to start at 200 and start that
So what would you
conversation.
recommend? Is it like at a start? What's your recommendation on that?
What?
Like you said, start at 200. What would your recommendation be? Like,
Well, it depends, as I said, people are coming to challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, and he's actively doing a challenge in the minute. They're not going to be listening to you in terms of, hey, I'm such and such. Kind of, they're more focused on the particular challenge at the time. But people later on in the group, it's got 200, maybe a couple of months, they've moved on. Maybe they're not in that space, or they didn't find value from that, whatever. Those are the type of people you want to maybe having conversations and adding friends to bring your audience.
Nice. Great.
So that I think they only put that in recently, but it's been because before he had to start from zero all the time, kind of go through. But once say, okay, I want to be focusing on the people maybe have moved on, kind of, but they're still showing, and they're still showing that they've got a problem that needs solved. So I want to be having conversations with those people, and kind of.
So when they reply to your request, and then it just automatically sends another reply, is there a time frame?
Yeah, you can do things like that. I don't, because at that point you can't really automate it. You kind of, your opening question, and you find out, I didn't what you find out kind of, did you work challenge? No, I didn't do the challenge. Okay, well that's something. Okay, that's someone who didn't go through the challenge, but still, I can sort of, hey, well, what are you still interested in challenges? Kind of, are you still using challenges as part of your event strategy? And you open up a conversation. Yeah, I'm still, I still want to learn about challenges, and you're still building that relationship in terms of where they are. And then maybe they're opening up about something. Yeah, well, it's actually my first, I've never done this before. I've kind of been, I thought I didn't really know what the group was about. But you're finding out kind of where different pain points in terms of where they are, that maybe you can say, well, actually, I've actually got something and maybe could help you with that. No. So it's really just this, the opening message is just open. It's a very kind of broad, open message related to kind of what the group is. Hey, I such agree with that. Are you, have you gone through the challenge? Have you, did you get any value from the training? So, the majority of people won't respond, by the way. Won't be, but there'll be a percentage of people that there's the message there. You kind of, hey, James, see you in the course, if you find value in that. So it's sending that message. So there's 1 of 5 that's already sending those messages. So I can go and do something else, and I'll just send the messages on this group, this targeted group. So you're thinking about, you're sending 25 messages in the morning and the afternoon. The percentage of those people will reply to you. The percentage of those people will, you can take that conversation further. And in any way, kind of once people are engaged with your content or engaged with your conversations, they're going to see your content anyway. They're going to be coming, your content's going to come up on their feed as well. Because that's what people forget, that if Facebook thinks, oh, you're having a conversation, and then they show your content as well. So the stuff that you have in your feed, they're going to be exposed to. The offers that you have in your feed about kind of events that you're running, they're going to be exposed to. So that.
What's the message keep coming up? Basically, limit.
Yeah, it's kind of just a limit to that. There might be sort of thing, you're not a friend with someone, you just have to kind of know. But you're certainly, there's 3 and 5, 3 messages out of the 5 already, so it's kind of go through them. So does anybody see the power of this? Anybody see that?
Yeah, it's a good time saver.
It's a good time saver in terms of, that
massively. Because if you go sit this do this manually, oh boy.
You just go in manual and start adding friends. Many people actually set their friend requests and actually don't. If you start a conversation with someone first, how much more likely are they to reply back to you? You don't need to be a friend to start a conversation. This is the sort of thing, friend request and a message, whereby you can send a message and a friend request, or this will do this for you.
Yeah, which is very powerful, and it's easy and quick to do as well.
Yeah.
And this way you get more leads as well, because there'll be people that you may not have clicked on doing it manually, where this is doing it automated. So
I can put that in a different window and get on with something else.
Yeah.
It just does it.
I like buying back time. It's very good.
And just do that. Just do that in your calendar. Have it. Okay, might go to the group and ask. Now, I wouldn't feed if you have other groups. Like I wouldn't go to maybe just in one group. Find other funnels, mix it up, kind of 2 or 3 different groups, and get a mix of people. You're in the same space as you are.
On each. What's a daily? Is it 30, 40, 20?
Yeah, I don't do more than 20, 25, 25 max. So if you can get send 50 messages a day, many people get 50 messages a day, that's 350 in a week. Many people of those 350 will reply back to you. You can have conversations. At least they're exposed to your content, so they know exactly what you are, and they be engaged with that content. And then, you're running an event, they join your event, and then you do that.
So using this process, if I think about it, how long does it take to build your Facebook followers and stuff? How quickly does it grow?
Well, let's say if you're doing 50 a day, that's 350 a week. What's that? A percentage of those will, even if 50% accept your friend request, it's 100, 200, 150 a week or whatever. So from targeted groups, by the way, this is we're looking at people who have high intent. They're looking for a solution in a group. So you're building your audience from high intent people. You're not going to Facebook groups and kind of just adding people randomly. This is, this is one I would get over, is kind of using this automation is not, if I went to any free group and started running this, my audience would just be full of, everybody.
Time wasters.
Yeah. People are just not serious. People are just your inbox would blow up all right. It would blow up with marketers trying to sell you. That's what that. Okay. Any questions on that? Kai, anyone? Matthias, anyone? Mark, anyone? Anybody using this actually? Using the way what I demonstrate here on a daily basis? No.
Do you have a sample of what to put in for the conversations and stuff?
Yeah, do you, Nick?
That's a good thing then.
We can talk offline in terms of kind of that. It's not rocket science. It's kind of open.
I know, but it's good to have a guide. It's good to have a guide, though. You know what I mean? It's
like,
not
you're using 3 types. You're kind of like you're doing, you want to rotation it. This creates that conversation tag is like 3 types of conversation. And the software just rotates those different things, so it doesn't get flagged with kind of spamming the same message. So it's kind of, hi, such and such. I see you're in this challenge group. Hi, what if I noticed that you're in this challenge. Maybe just changing a couple of words.
Yeah.
Michael, I've used it previously. I haven't used it for about 1.5 years, and I think it was over 6 months. Put on 2,000 odd in, it went from 500 to 2,500
Yeah, it's great.
of friends. So it does work. And most of those from specific groups.
Yeah. Did you use paid groups, Brian?
No.
Okay. All right. I just think it's more if you can get like a low ticket into kind of a low ticket pay group. It's just these people are just they're demonstrating kind of they want to find a solution, and you just
Yeah.
I can't remember let's say over half my clients come from these type of groups.
So that's if I can ever get the damn thing to work again. So I'm a bit disenchanted with the product.
Right.
Support
It can be a bit buggy and stuff, but
yeah.
it's just from the tags alone. Even just to use the tags and stuff, I just use the tags linked to CRM stuff. It's kind
I'd love to. It's just lost them all. I don't know what's happened to it. So.
But if you use it on a daily basis, you can quickly build a very targeted audience.
If
One question, can you have a message broadcast to members or connections?
Yeah, you can back off this. Like, because you've got these people under the different tags. There's nurturing. You can tag all of these people who are under that tag and then broadcast that, send them a message.
Yeah, see, I've lost all of that on the left. Just doesn't exist anymore.
So you can take a message template, same sort of thing, create a message. And then, collect the message and then send that message to those tag people who are on, on the tag. The same sort of thing, you can, rotate the message if you wanted to, or just send the message to all of those people.
Yeah.
So you can once you kind of put on a tag, people. There's people who have, or hot leads. You can say, if you have an event or something, hey, I'm running an event and such, thought you'd be interested in this, and then, are you interested in attending, blah, blah, blah. So people who you've had, you don't have to say the same message all to everybody. You can kind of tag them all and send them a bulk message.
Great. I'm going to have to fly, so thank you very much, Michael.
No worries, Brian.
Get that?
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Actually, I don't think any.
Michael, just a quick question: if someone's working with a specific genre, or you work with male or you work with female, can it separate it, or it doesn't?
Doesn't get to that level, mate. Kind of that. I know you've got a specific avatar in terms of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Inviting like people that aren't going to be my avatar, because that's not going to.
I think. No, it doesn't go to that level of detail. I know there's other programs that do. I think there's other ones that maybe can get to that gender level, but this one, not at this point. You're basically just you're fine. Well, maybe actually the group itself, if it's only women, if it's only a women group, then it's all women in the group.
Yeah, but the problem with that right now is if I try to go into a woman's group as a male,
they're not going to let you in, Nick.
That's my point, right? I can't put the wig on and the makeup on and stuff. It wouldn't look too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a way around it. I don't know how to get around that, but that's what I was kind of asking.
Yeah, no, it doesn't go to that granular level in terms of kind of. I would only pick, it'd be great. I'm sure there's only pick such and such with this particular keyword, and you can from only tier 1 countries, kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is
Hey Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on the road while the class was on, so I really wasn't able to key in fully. So I was just hearing bits. I was wondering if maybe the recording, I could get the recording after the class.
Yeah, it'll be recorded. I think it's streamed in the group. I'll tag you in the group in terms of that. No worries.
All right, that makes sense. Well, I work for Jeanette. So Jeanette sent me the link. I work as an appointment setter for her. So she
Okay,
sent me the
no
link.
worries.
So that, is that?
So that's basically the tagging system in terms of tagging people on the customer journey, and the automation from qualified Facebook group to kind of build an audience really quick. So I think, so if anybody wants a free trial of the software, drop hashtag pro in the chat. I'll give the first 5 people I'll give you access to this. Okay, Kai, no worries. As I say, I've probably done it injustice in terms of the detail. It does an awful lot more in terms of training, kind of the intricacies of the application. So, but there's training. Actually, when I send you the thing, there's training on the thank you page, and it'll go much more detail in terms of kind of how you can, use it yourself. Kingsley, yeah, okay, no worries. All right. I hope everybody got some value from that. As I say, I'm all for using tools that help your business. I'm not kind of a martyr to kind of keep on, manually doing stuff. If there's something out there that's going to build me, build or help me build something faster, and I feel this is a great tool to build a qualified audience and to manage the customer journey as well.
Thanks,
Okay.
Michael.
Thanks, everyone. Everybody have a great day, evening, wherever you are.
You too, mate. Talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, bye. Thanks, Kai.